Hello everyone, it's Saturday evening and you know what time it is. It's time for some Tualatin Public Library trivia with me, Doug, coming at you. 3 rounds, 8 questions each. As usual, I'm going to read you all the questions and then give you as much time as you need to pause the video, go back, rewatch because I'm going right into the answers. And today we have a very random assortment of rounds, starting off with a round about Hawaii. You gotta love it, right? Let's get into it. Number 1, missionaries preached against this ocean pastime, but it was designated the state individual sport in 1998. A ocean pastime preached against by missionaries. Okay, number 2. This Honolulu native's hits included Pearly Shells and his signature song Tiny Bubbles. A Honolulu native musician. Number 3. James Cameron used the rainforest and wide canyons of Kauai to represent Pandora in this 2009 film by James Cameron. Alright, number 4. In Hawaii, May Day is also this rhyming day celebrating a certain wreath. A type of wreath in a rhyming day, also known as May Day. All right, number 5. Home to the NFL's Pro Bowl, it's the 3rd largest island in the Hawaiian chain. 3rd largest island. And number 6. In Hawaii, the pūkani is one of these natural items played as a trumpet. A natural item played as a trumpet. The pūkani. All right, and number 7. These winds don't bring coffee, they bring warm and muggy weather to the islands. Winds that don't bring coffee, hint hint, they bring warm and muggy weather to the islands. And last but not least, number 8, Mark Twain wrote that compared to this volcano on the Big Island, Mount Vesuvius was a soup kettle. So throwing some shade at Mount Vesuvius compared to this volcano on the Big Island. All right, in round 2, going right into round 2, grab bag. So you just got 8 random questions to keep your mind agile. You never know what you're going to get. Number 1, also kind of Hawaii related in an offhand way. The AM in spam is for ham. But what does the SP in spam stand for? Bet you never thought of that. Number 2, the city in Russia that we now call St. Petersburg was originally named St. Petersburg. However, between then and now, it had 2 other official names. Name either one. So St. Petersburg used to go by 2 other names. Name one of them. And number 3, which classic board game was invented by Alfred Mosher Butts in 1938? Mr. Butts invented this classic board game in 1938. Okay, number 4. What record-holding natural landmark was unknown to the outside world until it was spotted by American pilot Jimmy Angel in 1933? 1933 discovered a record-holding natural landmark. Okay, number 5. What do these animals have in common? Polar bear, giraffe, and a chow chow. What do those 3 animals have in common? Number 6. Who, what, or where is Kobe beef named after? Who, what, or where? Where does Kobe beef get its name? And number 7. What does the mnemonic, "Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally," help you remember? The mnemonic, "Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally." What does that help you remember? Okay, and number 8. In what country did the cheese Limburger cheese, where did it originate? Which country? France, Norway, or Belgium? Where's Limburger from? Okay, round 3. Round 3 is a little different, and you may need to rewind or pause because it's 2-part questions and they're a little strange. And the theme is 1 letter off. And the answer is a pair of words that are one letter off from each other. And here's an example to explain. A. So it's going to be part A, part B. So A, a common baked food, and B, a strong feeling of fear. So it would be bread, dread. Bread, a common baked food, and dread, a strong feeling of fear. They have one letter off. Okay, so if you got that, here we go. Number one, a Caribbean island nation and a brass orchestra instrument. Caribbean island nation and a brass orchestra instrument. Number two, a large toothy predator and a small rickety building. A large toothy predator and a small rickety building. Number three, something that burns intensely and something that cuts cleanly. Something that burns intensely and something that cuts cleanly. Number four, a large flat fish and a Japanese comic book. A large flat fish and a Japanese comic book. Number five, to lightly color, like color, to lightly color and to lightly burn. Lightly color, lightly burn. Number six, a type of dark beer and a type of print advertising. A dark beer, a type of dark beer, and a type of print advertising. Number seven, a household servant and a military musician. A household servant and a military musician. Okay, and last but not least, number eight, a harsh scraping sound and to separate into pieces. A harsh scraping sound and to separate into pieces are your clues for number eight. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and read the answers. So if you need some more time to go back, re-listen, re-watch, maybe especially for round three, go for it now. And then, okay, you ready? Here we are. Number one, answers. The designated state individual sport of Hawaii since 1998, surfing, although missionaries preached against it because it's probably so passionate and sinful. It's evil. Number two, this Honolulu native's hit include Pearly Shells and Tiny Bubbles, Don Ho. Don Ho. And James Cameron used the rainforests of Kauai to represent Pandora, Avatar, 2009 film Avatar. And in Hawaii, May Day is also known as Lei Day, as in the wreath of blossoms, a lei day. Number five, the third largest island in the Hawaiian chain and the location of the NFL's Pro Bowl, Oahu. And then the natural item played as a trumpet, a pukani, probably kanai, pukanai, a shell, a conch shell. And these winds don't bring coffee, they bring warm and muggy weather. This is the Kona winds. You may have heard of Kona coffee. And number eight, compared to Mount Vesuvius is a soup kettle. Compared to this volcano, this is Kilauea on the Big Island. Okay, grab bag, Spam. The AM is for ham, but the SP, spiced ham, delicious. And the city known formerly and currently as St. Petersburg was at one point also called Leningrad or Petrograd. Those were the two alternate names. All right, number three, the classic board game invented by Alfred Mosher Butts in 1938. This is Scrabble. I bet Alfred Mosher Butts would get you a lot of points if you were able to connect them. Okay, number four, this one was a little trickier. A record-holding natural landmark went unknown, undiscovered by the outside world, except until 1933 when it was discovered by an American pilot. This is Angel Falls in Venezuela. It's the highest waterfall in the world. And what do polar bears, giraffes, and chow chows all have in common? They all have black tongues or blue tongues, however you want to say it, dark black blue tongues. All right, number six, Kobe beef is named after Kobe, Japan, where they probably have a high density of said cows. Number 7, the mnemonic "Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally." It's supposed to help you remember the order of operations in a math problem. So parentheses, exponents, multiplication, division, addition, subtraction. And where does Limburger cheese originate? Belgium. And it's generally regarded as one of the stinkiest cheeses out there. It's pretty delicious. Okay, one letter off. Number 1, a Caribbean island nation and a brass orchestra instrument. This is Cuba tuba. And number 2, a large toothy predator and a small rickety building. This is Shark Shack. Something that burns intensely and something that cuts cleanly. Blaze blade. 4, a large flat fish in a Japanese comic book. This is Manta manga. Number 5, to lightly color and to lightly burn. Tinge and singe. A type of dark beer and a type of print advertising. Porter poster. A household servant and a military musician. Butler and bugler, which is not a word I've ever said before in my life. Number 8, a harsh scraping sound and to separate into pieces. Creak and break. So there you go. There you have it. Your 3 rounds of trivia on this beautiful Saturday. And thank you so much. And this is Doug with the Tualatin Public Library, and I will see you again next weekend. Bye-bye. Stay safe.